Hey guys, it's me, Ruowen Huang. I decided I might well just do we call easy topic podcast, broadcast. So we're not gonna talk about disease, life, anything heavy. But since yesterday I did a free chat, online broadcast chatting with people, and then they asked some questions. So I thought today I just gonna make a topic. Let's talk about fairy today. So anyway, before I start, let me introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Yesterday, a lot of people asked me various questions about fairy, and then I thought I might use this chance to explain fairy to you guys. I believe I explained this in the previous episode before, but I want to see if I can make it more visualized for you guys. So according to yesterday's questions, people want to know what's the vibrations of, what kind of existence of fairy, right? And I say, if I want to make it very more visual for you guys to understand, so hopefully that will help. Let's say if human vibration, like our existence vibration, is 30 times per second, okay, so that's how form human is, then fairy would be somewhere between 25 to 28 vibration per second. Very rarely you will find some fairy. I think it's very rarely, but they do exist. There will exist somewhere between 32 and 35 frame per second, okay? So if you understand that, you will realize how close fairy and goblin or elf, they are close to human. So if you understand the vibration, you will also understand the chance for you to spot a fairy is actually way higher than you spot a ghost. Okay, it's very simple scientific fact. So anyway, the chances you probably see fairy, you just don't know, you didn't know that you see them. But I'm hoping this episode will give you guys a little bit idea of how to spot them. So yesterday also someone asked me, have I ever met a good-looking fairy? Fairy for me all look like kind of the same. I don't know how to describe they are good looking or not. I like them. Overall, I kind of like whatever look they have. They have all kind of look, but I kind of like all of them. If I want to use human standard to describe a good looking fairy, I would say they are elf, right? They are particular elf. Like I encounter once, they are type of existence that they like to dance on top of the lake. Well, the only time I don't know ocean, but the only time I seen them is on the lake, right? On a very quiet, peaceful, beautiful lake. And a lot of time people will say, but I don't see them. There are chance to spot them because they have a temperature existence, right? So when you come to this colder climate or things like that, you will see their existence more like steam. It's like a steam or heat wave that you will see them. So usually the way to spot if you know a lake have that kind of fairy or not is very simple. It's usually somewhere between 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning or the evening, somewhere around this time. And then you will see like on the surface of the lake, they will start having a steam. It's almost like a pillar-shaped steam coming out from the surface, and then there will be various of them. And then eventually you will see them dancing, like kind of spinning around in a roughly about 2 meters diameter, I think. So anyway, if you see something like that on top of the lake, the chances that lake probably have that kind of elf dancing around. And so far, those are the one that I think the most good-looking one. So anyway, the reason I want to talk about fairy because hopefully this doesn't use too much of my brainwave, since I'm still recovering from my own sickness. The period of time when my higher spirit introduced fairy, goblin, or elf to me, I happen to, that period of time, because I seen them but I have no word to describe them, I see things I don't know what to describe. Unlike if you see dragon, you know how to describe dragon. Or if you see, things that you were told. And a lot of time, since I've been building up so many things I don't know how to describe, I happened to encounter a book, books called Spiderwick. Spiderwick. If any of you are interested in what the fairy look like, I have to give the credit to this author. Really, I mean, whoever come up with this book must somehow, some way, really see fairy, or somehow they're able to channel it, because it's through this book I able to give the things I see a vocabulary. So now I'm gonna try to give you a couple things that I see regularly, especially fall. Fall is the time that goblin like to come out. Okay, you will see more goblin in the fall time than you are any other season. I don't know why. I think it's something to do with wood. If I can categorize them, fairy, goblin, or elf, I will. They all have a lot to do with earth element. If I ever described before. So fairy, if you go to a place that give you a lot of greenery, like that kind of flower, or that kind of summer smell, or plant. That's all I can describe. Like plant, flower, or that kind. The chances you probably will encounter fairy. Goblin, in the other hand, tie in very closest to that wood energy. So when the fall time, when you have that very stronger wood energy smell in the air, or that more subtle, heavier, more warmth, then you tend to encounter more goblin, right? Elf, very often you will see them somewhere that is not only nature, but also have lightness energy of the water. So usually somewhere that water is more accessible, right? So those are the three things, if I can roughly categorize. Of course, this is not the golden rule. This is just based on what I've seen so far. If you want to spot them, this is the area most likely you will have. So anyway, back to the book. Through the book, I want to introduce a couple one that you will see very regularly. If you do see them. If you do see them, you will see them very regularly. In the Spiderwick, they have something called brownie. You know what brownie? Brownie is basically a little things like this. And then they kind of run around your house. It's almost like your spirit's goblin, butler in your house. Those kind of brownie you actually see regularly. The reason you see them regularly, not in high rise. More if that building or somehow is built with a lot of wood element. So if a log house, or the house that is, first, I noticed you spot them when the house itself is built from wood. So in Canada, they're actually quite regularly. So not to mention, if that wood house is somewhere close to nature, then the chances you spot them is pretty high. They usually is somewhere around this tall. I better have a ruler so I can. They are about 6 inches. I think they are about 6 inches tall. So 5 to 6 inches, they run really fast. The chances you don't usually see them, but see what happened is, if they have a very fast movement or they got excited, they increase their vibration. So if their vibration is somewhere around 25 or 28 per second, so now they get excited or they got very fast movement, it will increase to 30, which I tell you is human, right? So you might have chance to see them if they get excited, right? But what happened is, that moment usually happen really fast. So very fast like that. So very often what we human will feel, or if you don't have psychic power, the chances you will see like a glimpse, something just flash by, but you don't know what it is. You know what I mean? So very often you will think, we human mind will think we just saw a rat. A rat just swim by, or a cat or something, right? Usually you make you think it's a rat flying by, but because they're really fast. So when they go really fast like that, and it usually happen like this. really, almost like 1 second, 2 seconds, and you see them fly by. So if their vibration go back to their normal, which is like 28 or 25 or 28 frame per second, then the chance you don't see them anymore. But that instant moment, the way you can prove it is you might looking at a wall and the wall got no hole to get in, but you see a flash going by and you look at it and then there's nothing else there. You know what I mean? The chances you probably see a fairy, but you caught them in that second, but you don't see them. You know what I mean? And the other thing is you will see them a lot. I never know what I call, but thanks to this book, I call them pixie. You see them all the time. Anywhere that's botanical garden, they actually are not too afraid. They're actually not afraid of human. And then they are everywhere. Anywhere they got a lot of plant greens or things like that. They are smaller than brownie. They are about 3 inches. They are about 3 inches tall, about like this. They give kind of spring or summer feeling when they are around. So when you go to a place, you have like, spring is coming, or the flowers start blooming. That's a chance you will see a lot of pixie flying around. You do catch them sometime too. The chances is when they fly really fast. So almost like dragonfly. So almost like a dragonfly. So when they fly really fast, you will have exactly the same deja vu as you seeing brownie. It's like 1 second you seeing something fly by, but then when you try to look around, you don't know exactly what, right? Unlike you spotting butterfly, something fly by, you can still trace where the butterfly go. In this case, it seems to have, a flash of light or flash of something, just almost what you make you feel when pixie fly by is you feel like a light just flashed by, but then you couldn't really see exactly what is flying. So in your mind, our human logical mind, we were often justify as it must be a butterfly, or it must be a dragonfly, or something like that. So the chances, have you ever seen pixie? You probably did. You just don't know that it's a flash of light. They kind of go like that. If they get excited again. Most of the things, due to their existence and vibrations, you don't usually see them. So you will see them. You see them probably way more often than you see a ghost, is only when they get excited or when they move faster. When they move faster than usual, then that's a glimpse of second you actually got to spot them. Now the last I can describe. Remember I talked earlier in the show, there is a very good looking elf. I don't call them fairy. I don't know why, because they are way bigger. The reason they are elf is they are not inches. They are usually feet. I would say average goblin is about 2.5 feet to 3 feet. Average elf is a bit taller. It's usually between 4 feet to 5 feet, so sometimes almost like a human height. So the one I talked to you about, like dancing on top of the lake, they are actually somewhere between 4 and 5. And what they look like, they look very much like this one. Like very skinny, very wide, a little bit prettier than this one. Doesn't have wind, but it does look like ceramic doll, the doll. So anyway, just a little thing I thought I'd share with you, something casual, something doesn't require brain thinking. If any of you are interested about fairy and want to know how to spot them, the chances you probably spot a fairy way easier than you spot a ghost. This time of the year, November, start from October, November, December, is the time that goblins like to come out. Don't ask me why. I never have a sit-down conversation with them. So, but I do notice I spot them way more often than I did than other seasons. So if you are interested in spotting them, again, their vibration is very similar to human. So if they get excited or they have a fast movement, the chance of you spotting them is pretty high. the very common reaction you see is you will usually see them flash by in the corner of your eyes. But then when you actually look, you see nothing, not like you see something flash by your eye and then you look, there's a cat or there's a dog. Usually you feel the movement, you look, and then there's nothing there. That is usually caused by fairy or goblin. So you probably see them, you just cannot look at them in the eyes like that, unless you learn to adjust your vibration a little bit, so you may slowly catch them. So anyway, just a little thing to share with you guys. For any of you who is interested, go ahead, go wild. Now is the season, so they are everywhere. I'm not kidding, they're literally everywhere. So if you want to see them, go ahead. If you really cannot see them and want to know what they look like, I don't see everything on this book. I really haven't seen anything in this book, but thanks to this book, it actually gave me some vocabulary to describe what I see. So if any of you are interested, you can check it out. It's Spiderwick Field Guide. There are a lot of graphics that will give you a little bit idea what they look like. So anyway, again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live in Facebook, or go to subscribe my YouTube channel, or go to my website ruowen.com. Till then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.